Hey, what's good, Houston Nation? Everybody, here we are for the H-Town Rundown once again. My usual boy over here, it's Dante down below. But today we got a special guest, the owner of the H-Town Rundown himself, AD. What's good, AD, man?
Gang. What's up? What up, fellas? How y'all
Yes,
doing?
sir. Yes, sir, man. We're doing good, man. We're doing good. Dante, how you been, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute.
Well, man, I've been good, man. Just going to go watch some high school basketball. But other than that, Rockets been good the last two games. You know, Texans defense finally not to show up yesterday, but other than that, we focus on the Rockets.
Yeah, man, we're going to focus on good old Houston Rockets right now. So let's jump right into it today. Hello, we are back once again. This is the H-Town Rundown. You can follow this podcast here at the H-Town Rundown on Instagram, Twitter, and Spotify. Don't forget to follow us over there, as well as you can follow our boy at Bully60. He go over there on Twitter. He also got Instagram and Facebook, guys. You got Dante at Coach Dante31 on Twitter and Instagram as well as me. That's Drip2Ps_GAWD on Instagram, as well as Twitter, where you're likely watching this, guys. So let's jump right into it today. We got a couple games that just happened over here for the Rockets Rundown between the Grizzlies and then the phenomenal tournament game against the Nuggets. They're going to talk about the Sengun shot attempts here. You know, is he getting enough? Is he getting too many? It's going to be a fun chat, as well as our resupply of the bench edition small forward, Bojan Bogdanovic. I know he's hurt right now, but we might be able to snag it. Let's see. So let's start off with the first game here is our Grizzlies rematch. We ended up losing the first game against them without Ja Morant, but we came back and ended up winning the second game against them. So we've got a couple key players here as well as keys of the game. So we're going to start with the key players today. We got Jalen Green, who ended up playing 30 minutes tonight. He had 34 points, 2 boards, 4 assists, and a steal. A very nice comeback game from him. He was a plus 11 in the plus-minus boards here. In a game we ended up winning by 20, as well as he shot 50% from the field. Didn't shoot too well from 3 at 23%, but he made all his free throws, which was nice to see, as well as the young second-year player, Jabari Smith Jr., who was a monster in this game. Only 27 minutes played at 18 points, 9 boards, 2 assists, and a whole block. He shot 60% from the field, 75% from 3. He made 3 of 4, and then he shot 3 of 4 from the free throw line, which is absolutely phenomenal for our boy over here. Really showing that shooting mentality we needed from him. Yeah. And then I had to add Tari on here to the list, guys. Tari only played 19 minutes, but he was a plus 24 in 19 minutes. Just doing it all as per usual. He had 6 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. Tell me that's not the most Tari stat line you've ever seen in your life. Just filling up the stat line there. He shot 50% from the field. He didn't shoot a 3, and he went 2 of 3 from the free throw line, going at 67%. So we're going to jump right into the keys of the game as well, talking about the paint offense, as well as threes made and fouls. As per usual, Dante, can you break down the game for us?
Yeah, man, always. And it's something interesting, you know, before I start the breakdown for what was going on. Al P was on Paul George's show, and he pretty much confirmed what was going on last year, that it was a selected group that Steven Silas was held accountable. And now he's saying with Ime Udoka, everybody's getting held accountable. I like the answer for Jalen Green. With those of you guys who don't know, he got benched in the fourth quarter versus the Golden State Warriors. There was some defensive assignments that he did miss, and he definitely sent them a message. But what I like about Jalen Green in this game, he answered the message. As soon as he posterized Jaren Jackson Jr., it woke everything up. It woke everybody up, and it woke him up. I mean, you started seeing him making step back jump shots, making pull up jump shots. He started making everything. I think in the fourth quarter, Jalen Green, I think he needed that. He definitely needed that. And him being put on a bench, you know, and being held accountable, something that he's not used to being held accountable. I think that sent him a message. We started hitting threes in the fourth quarter. Before that, you know, we made 14 threes in the game. And we fouled a lot. We fouled a lot in this game. The Grizzlies had 35 free throws. They had 35 free throws. So we've been fouling absolutely a lot. That's something we got to really actually stop doing. I like the way we take care of the ball. We only had 7 turnovers in the game. When we take care of the ball and shooting more than we turn it over and having more possession than the other team, that's a good thing. But other than that, man, we out-rebounding our opponents. And like I say, I like the way Jalen Green stepped up. He was the player of the game. 34 points. Jabari Smith, very efficient. Early in the game, I thought Jabari Smith kept us in the game. Early in the game, when Memphis was trying to, pull off and stuff, getting momentum, I thought Jabari Smith also hit some big-time shots, hit some big-time threes. He got some big-time rebounds. I thought Jabari Smith has been really efficient. He's hitting more. He's been more consistent on catch and shoot jump shots. And Ime Udoka putting him in the opportunity, putting him in the post, and him being able to shoot over those smaller guys. I think that's helping him out. But a lot of him, he's been more efficient. And I really liked the way the Rockets played in that fourth quarter, especially we had nothing going outside of the first and second quarter. And then when Jalen Green posterized Jaren Jackson Jr., that's where everything got going, especially starting off in the fourth quarter. And so I think that Jalen Green was the player of the game to me. After that posterized, that's when you started seeing Jalen Green took over. But him being benched in the fourth quarter and not missing on assignments against Golden State, I think that's what helped a little bit. That's what helped a lot. That played a lot what he done in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely. AD, I know you got something to say. You look, you got something to say.
Look, I'm telling you this right now. We have awakened the beast in Jalen Green, and I'm so excited about it. I've been preaching Jalen Green is the guy for the Rockets, and he's the building block for this team for years. Even though LP is just taking over right now, but we'll talk about LP in a little bit. But man, Jabari Smith is finally finding his role on this team, and he's showing consistency. And that's what I've been expecting from Jabari and been one from Jabari is just being consistent. Just being consistent, continuing to not blowing the stat sheet up, but giving me between that 15, 16, 18, 20-point game nights and being consistent on the defensive end, rebounding the basketball, and just being a force and being able to take away those minutes. Because early on in the season, Jeff Green got a lot of those minutes late in the game. And so now we're starting to see Jabari kind of learn from what Jeff Green was showing at the beginning of the season, and now he's able to be on the floor and be effective later on in the games, and that's what I'm really glad to see. And Tari is Tari, man. Tari's a dog, man.
Dog. Yeah. Dude, I mean, again, 19 minutes, and he was a plus 24. He's got a higher plus minus than minutes played. Not to mention, we only won this game by 19. Tari is just so phenomenal. Shout out Mama Eason for birthing this man. Let's just be straight up, man. Tari, thank you. I saw actually earlier a post somebody had on Twitter talking about, oh, this is your man. They was posting the stat line, the 6'5", 2, 1 and 1. It's like, yes, this is our man. This is Tari Eason, one of the most effective, efficient, ball hungry guys able to just come on the floor and be impactful positively no matter what they're doing. If Bro last year couldn't make a layup to save his life, but guess what? He was on the court because he could play the good defense. He could rebound. He was getting them hustle plays, and he was hitting them threes. And now we're seeing him put it all together. Just Tari, man, if it wasn't for Dylan Brooks, he'd be starting. But Dylan is, Dylan
the villain.
Yeah, Dylan the villain. Dylan the villain. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Dylan actually tried to be aggressive in this game, though. He actually did. Just wasn't working for him. You can tell because I think he did an interview before the game. He said they had no swagger. They had no swagger, which is they didn't. All they players were hurt, but he tried to be a lot aggressive in this game. A lot of shots weren't going in, but again, you can tell his impact on the defensive side of the ball and everything. And I mean, again, we giving up 85 points, 90, 91 points. That's a really good sign, man. And again, like we all knew, we knew the players didn't know what they were doing. We knew the players didn't know what they were doing last year. Now all of a sudden, LP even said it himself. He said, "Now we know what we're doing. Now we know what they expect from Coach Ime Udoka." That's something they didn't. There was no accountability last year. There was no leadership in the locker room. Gordon was the only veteran pretty much till we traded him, but he's no leader. He's no leader. now we got the leadership, we got the veteran. And like I say, I mean, I like what Ime Udoka is doing. Like, I mean, he just sit and this is a wake up call for Jalen Green. If you don't go out and do what Ime Udoka has, if you half-ass out there, he gonna sit you down. That's what he did. And Jabari, he the first one got it. He the first one got it. Jeff Green was getting those minutes. The first Denver game, he was getting those minutes in LA. And now Jabari Smith back up. He's getting those minutes now. He's getting the backup minutes. And I think being able to sit him down, but also talking to him and having a one-on-one meeting, I think it's sending them a message. And you see how I like how they responded in the very next game, especially Jalen Green came out and responded against Memphis.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's jump right into that right now.
Well, let me one more comment before we go. Ime has the respect of this team.
Yeah, yes.
And that is something that Stephen Silas had absolutely
none. Yeah.
So that's one thing. And then going back to Dante's talk about aggressiveness with Dylan Brooks, Tari Eason allows Dylan Brooks to be super aggressive on the defensive end. Because if Dylan Brooks gets in foul trouble, we got Tari to come in and pick up the slack and to handle his business as well and be just as efficient. He's not Dylan Brooks level defender, but he's damn close to it. So, that allows Dylan Brooks to kind of go balls to the wall when he's out there at the beginning of the games. And, lately he's been picking up those early fouls, but Tari has taken advantage of those minutes coming right in behind him.
Yeah, we're not really losing much. I mean, again, I'm not saying that Tari and Dylan Brooks are the same player, but in terms of general skill set, a guy that can hit the three when you need him to, get you the layup, can play bully ball down low because he's stronger than most of the opponents, lengthy and can defend. I mean, you're just switching them out. It's really just experience that you're missing out on at this point, right? And, as we've seen, Tari is just, like I said earlier, Tari's just looking so good this season. Again, yeah, it's not going to necessarily show up in the box score. That's fine. I don't need to. You're not going to see the deflections that he's getting. The when he ends up making players not be able to shoot and forcing them to use the entire shot clock or pass it off. We're not seeing that in the box score. But Tari's doing all those little things. Again, kind of like Fred VanVleet. He's not going to get you 3-4 blocks a game, but he'll contest almost every single shot. That's what we like to see on this team. And again, it's just the effort as well that we're giving.
Yes.
Speaking of effort, here was a fantastic game. The Rockets and Nuggets game, our most recent game, which was for the tournament W here. We ended up winning 105-86. We are 2-0 against the defending champs currently, guys. I can't say the same for any other team right now except us, which is crazy because last I heard, Spurs fans were talking a lot of mess saying we were worse than them. They've lost 10 games in a row, just to put that out there.
They lost how many in a row? How many?
They have lost 10 games in a row.
Yeah.
When
you say that, brother, all I'm thinking about is Nelson from The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah, for real, man, for real. So let's jump right into the key players of this game here. Jalen Green is number one, in my opinion. He had 25 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, and 3 steals in a cool 36 minutes. Here's what was great about this game. As you see from the keys of the game, is just the overall efficiency. He shot 56% from the field, almost 38% from 3. He shot 3 of 8, and he only went to the line twice. He went 2 of 3 from the 3. But again, it's that 56% on 25 points. It's absolutely phenomenal for Jalen. And then Sengun, our big boy of the game here, he had played 43 minutes, and in those minutes, he was effective. He had 21 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Now, before I move on, Alperen Sengun had 8 assists, 7 minutes through the fourth quarter. He could have gone for a triple-double. Instead, he let players like Jalen Green and Jabari cook. That was a huge play because they thought he was going to pass it off. And instead, he just went down low and bullied Jokic twice in a row. Back-to-back plays. Absolutely phenomenal. For the game here, he shot 42% from the field. However, he didn't make a 3. He went 0 of 4. But again, he made it respectful by having them step up. Right? That's what we like to see. He doesn't necessarily need to make every single 3 he takes. I would have liked him made a 3, but he still got 20 without a made 3, which is almost impossible these days in this league. He also shot 83% from the free throw line at 5 for 6. And then Jabari Smith Jr. was just, again, phenomenal in this game. 38 minutes played. He had 16 points, 15 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block on 67, 67, 100 shooting splits. To see both of our front court going for 30 rebounds total, just phenomenal. And then again, overall keys of the game here are going to be efficiency, playmaking, and rebounding, as you're seeing here on the stat sheet. Dante, go ahead, break it down for me.
Man, again, like I say, I love when Alp take those threes. Just like I say, you may not make them all the time, but you definitely keep the defense honest. And he even alluded on the PG podcast that Coach Ime Udoka, every time he don't shoot it, he gets mad at him. So at the end of the day, again, another great game from Jalen Green. But like I say, again, we haven't had a point guard in 4 years, and when you have Fred VanVleet dishing 11 assists out as well and being efficient from the field, that all is good as well. Tari Eason had another 7-point game, strong game. You know, we was on a verge in this offseason. We talked about, including last year, you know, our trade Jay Sean Tate. I think we talked about that most of the time. But he looks like a different guy with Ime playing. He just looks something like he just looks different now. Like if a trade proposal still comes, they may still do it. But other than that, this guy, the way he plays defense, the way he hustles, he's not getting teed up a lot this year. He's got teed up probably one time since I've seen him, probably so. But Alp, man, right now he's an all-star. Right now he's an all-star. He's an all-star right now. And again, 15 rebounds. Those 2 inches definitely hurts him. Definitely helps him out. He's playing very big-time defense as well. He's competing on the defensive side. And Jabari Smith, you know, 6 of 9, 2 for 3 from the three-point line. He had 15 rebounds in the game, man. He had 15 rebounds. And like AD said, with Jabari Smith getting in now, rebounding the basketball, making shots, that helps out this team a whole lot. And again, we pounded them on the boards. We beat them by 13 on the boards. Nikola Jokic they had 30 rebounds. Nikola Jokic had 19 of those 30 rebounds that they had. So he had most of the rebounds. We also out-assist them 25 assists. Nikola Jokic had most of those assists. And again, we had 14 turnovers. I mean, that's more than we had last game, but I'm not too upset at 14 turnovers. That's okay. As long as it ain't nothing over 20 or not 21, I'm fine with that. Again, we scored 44 points in the paint. We also made 12 threes. We was in double digits in threes and shot 41% from the threes. So when we're making our threes, we're a really tough team to beat too when we're making our threes as well. But other than that, man, Jabari Smith, 15 rebounds, 16 points on good efficiency and shooting. Love to see it from Jabari Smith.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better. Looking at our players, again, just our front court getting 30 rebounds. I need to iterate that. Our front court alone got 30 rebounds.
Man, you talking about can I start the train of LPV?
Yeah.
Start the train, man, because he's balling. He's playing his ass off every game. You see the effort. You see him scrapping, fighting. Only concern I have with LP is don't be the foreign. I know he's from Turkey. Don't be the foreigner that always complains about the fouls.
Yeah.
You're not going to get some of these calls. You're young. Third year in. Hey, keep your head down and keep balling. Keep doing what you're doing. The calls will come. But you can't. I think it was this Nuggets game. I saw LP. I think it was like 4 or 5 times him asking the review. No. Let's just let's take it easy. Hey, but LP, man, is the shining star right now for the Houston Rockets. He is almost was an afterthought, and thank God we didn't sign Brook Lopez.
Yep.
So LP.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah, no, let's not go down that road, but it's proven to be, the blessing in disguise that LP is getting his opportunity to shine, getting the minutes, and not, I feel like Silas really stalled his development because if LP would have a defensive lapse, he'll hurry up and jank him off the court. And, that's not good for any young player's development. If they make a mistake, let them learn from it. That's the positive with Ime. and he's very, very defensive minded. So he's installing a lot of defensive principles that probably LP is picking up now. You can tell because he's on the floor the whole game. He's making impact on the defensive side of the ball, and he's rebounding at a very much so higher clip than he was last year. And he's like y'all been saying, he's efficient. You know, he's unselfish. Unselfish. That's what makes him. That's in the mold of Jokic. Jokic gets the stats, but Jokic is unselfish as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the positive thing with Al PV is that, you know, he is unselfish and making the team better. Him and Jalen are creating a bond. You know, are we getting the Penny and Shaq connection? Are we getting I'm not gonna say Kobe and Shaq. You know, I don't go down there, but can we get the Penny? Can we get the Penny and Shaq? You know, connection, and then let's see how that rolls. But him wanting Jalen to shine just as much as him, and Jabari, like I said, again, is just fitting into that role and finding his niche, man. Find his niche, and he's not forcing things. You don't see him pouting or complaining about not getting shots or anything like that. He knows he has the clutch gene. We've seen it in the preseason. We saw it in the summer league. We saw it last year. When it comes down to the line, Jabari Smith is a viable option for the final shot in the game. Yes. So he's very important to this team as well. So the fact that we have these three guys as our main core right now is just fucking amazing.
Yeah. And AD kind of alluded to LP when Steven Silas would take him out of the game when he messes up, and LP did admit that on the Paul George show. I watched the whole show. Is like I was saying earlier, he was selective of who he wanted to talk to and who he got on, and LP was one of those guys that he would pull out the moment he make a mistake. But Ime Udoka, he get on you, but he also talks to you and let you learn from those mistakes. And you see when he's sitting guys on the bench, you know, they're learning from, they coming back the very next game. They're bouncing back. He's giving them confidence in everything. I mean, again, we're not playing no more do your thing ball. Last year we played do your thing. Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, just do your thing ball, just ISO. That's all you saw last year. This time you got an actual point guard. Now you're seeing more offensive sets run. You're seeing more everybody getting a touch of the basketball, and you're seeing the offense rolls so much better when LP is the man on the offense. When LP gets the ball, you're gonna trust him to make that right play. You're gonna trust him to make that right play. Him and Fred VanVleet, and we don't turn the ball over. Fred VanVleet is the guy that takes care of the ball. LP turnovers is down. LP was almost at 5 turnovers a game last year. That man turnovers is down right now. So with him, with us running the offense through him, he's making the right decisions, and Fred VanVleet is making the right decision with the ball. But it's good that Ime Udoka is running the offense. The offense is way more better when the offense goes through LP. It's way more better.
That's Dante. Yep. What were we talking about all last year?
Yep.
Run the offense through LP.
Jokic said it. Jokic said the same thing on the offense.
He did last year.
That's the MVP in the NBA champ. He even said that.
So I'm like, it's showing its fruitfulness right now by just running the offense, how smooth it is, and how everybody is getting involved.
Yeah,
like everybody has their moments where it's from Fred VanVleet, hell, even Aaron Holiday, coming in and is playing damn good basketball. And so, like it is in a moment where it's Miss Jayshawn Tate. We haven't talked about Jayshawn Tate. Yeah. Jayshawn Tate has been ridiculously, aggressive, efficient, always around the ball. And it's like we have so many dogs on the roster right now that it allows Jalen Green and LP to kind of play and find their niche. They don't have to do all the dirty work when you got Dylan Brooks, Jayshawn Tate, Tari Eason, even Uncle Jeff in the building. Those guys are your tough, hard-nosed guys that allow your playmakers and your skill players to kind of just play their game, man. And it's just working wonders right now, man.
Yep.
Do you guys know last year around when we won our 8th game?
It had to be like February.
It wasn't that bad.
You know?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
It felt like it.
It felt like it, yeah. Yeah, we didn't win our 8th game until December 11th. That was 26 games in. So we were 8-16.
Oh,
guys, we are 8-6 right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I know it's close. I know it's close to the time because we were like maybe like 2 weeks away from that little landmark. We talked about it pre-show. We've had a 5-day layoff in this time period as well, and we're going to have however we still have the tournament. The tournament stuff is still going on too, so that time period is a lot different, and it shows how we've improved greatly. We're legitimate talking about not just the in-season tournament team being one of the top teams or being in the tournament. Now we're talking about being in the real tournament at the end of the year, and striving for a play-in and for the playoffs.
For real. I mean, we know the refs, the NBA needs Wemby to be in the playoffs. Let's just be honest.
No way in hell, Chris. I'm sorry. I know when they making the playoffs.
But right now, Houston looks like it's in prime position to make its first playoff run since Russell Westbrook and James Harden. It's been a couple years, actually, since we were in the playoffs. And, let's just be honest here. I'm just glad we didn't have a rebuild like the Kings, right? Like the Clippers, where you're just not in the playoffs despite having good players, despite having good coaches. Things just don't go your way. And right now, things really aren't going our way, So there's a Thanksgiving kind of gift here because we didn't do a podcast on Thanksgiving. That's what I'm thankful for, right? Is just our players like being able to, I don't know, just play, because our players aren't doing anything too different other than just being used to their strengths, right? Like Jalen Green, he's still trying to hit those middies, right? He's still trying to do those step back threes, but he's doing it more in the flow of the offense, right? Upper in Sengun, like Sengun hub that we were preaching all last season. We went on a, what was it? We went on a 3-game win streak when we did the Shen hub because KPJ was out, so they ran through Alprin and we won 2 out of those 3 games. 3 out of 3 games. You know what I mean? Like, and then one of those games was against the Bucks where the loss.
John Lucas, we were 2-0 last year when John Lucas was actually our head coach.
That's
we were 2-0 last year. That was against the Bucks when he coached against the Bucks and Pistons. We are actually undefeated when John Lucas was our head coach.
Undefeated when someone else coaches our team. Man, that's bad. But just overall, our players are just. It's just nice to see a winning culture. And like on the PG podcast, Alperin was like, "Yeah, man, we're tired of losing." Right? I had to learn how to lose. That's crazy to tell a rookie, a second-year player, "Hey, bro, we're not gonna win a lot of games, so just hang out. Don't worry. Just go ahead and sit down." It's like the Pistons right now. They just tell me, "Hey, man, go have fun." You can see Monty Ball is working maximum over there. It's unfortunate. And then you got Smiley Steven over there telling him the same thing. Just go ahead, go get yours, man. Don't worry about it. Make your numbers look good, man. And you win a very many games.
Hold on. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Steven Silas is the assistant coach.
Yeah, he's the assistant coach for Detroit.
Yeah, that explains.
Yes,
explains everything. Detroit. I mean, they're loaded with talent, and there's no
win, dude. Our twin. I mean,
yeah, and then you got Cade. Cade is there. And then
Ivy is there.
Ivy is there. And what's the other big?
Jalen Duren.
That is he the one that got in the fight with LeBron?
Oh, no, you're talking about Isaiah Stewart. Yeah.
Isaiah Stewart is there too. So like they have like talent on all levels, just like we do. It's just I feel like it's the curse of Steven Silas, man.
Yep,
it's the curse of Steven Silas. Wherever he goes, because I mean, then they ain't. What is it? How many double-digit losses, right, in a row?
Yeah. 5, 4, 5, like straight 10 or more. I could be wrong. Probably more.
I swear, I just saw someone on Twitter saying they had lost like I think 14 straight or something. It was a ridiculous number. I don't know if it was 14, but I know it was double digits.
That's tough.
They lost.
This is the craziest, most brutal way to end a rivalry between the Pistons and Spurs. Both teams were chirping at us all offseason. We didn't do enough. Not enough veterans. And then here we are with one All-Star guy as a veteran, an All-NBA player, our all defensive second team, Dylan Brooks, as well as picking up a veteran that's able to lead, aka Uncle Jeff, who just came off a championship run. And then we got Sengun, who's making an all-star push. It's absolutely fantastic.
Wow. And it is 14 in a row that they lost.
They started off 20 and lost 14 straight.
They started off, I'm looking at it right now. The season started when October 8th.
Yep.
They started 4-4.
Okay.
Well, no, 4-3. They started off 4-3. Last win was against the Bulls October 28th, and they've lost 14 in a row since.
Man, that is
yeah. Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah. Oh man, Steven Silas making magic over there. Hey, Steven, honestly, you keep doing your thing over there. By all means, you making that team look bad. By all means, it's not hurt me anymore. Anyway. Man, it's good to see that we can actually joke about other teams being bad because we're actually playing good.
Yeah,
it's been bad. I mean, from being called an AAU team and just the Knicks of the West for so long. Gosh, when Charles Barkley called Houston the Knicks of the West, God, that made me so angry. I know AAU team is a bad term for us to be called, but just being called the Knicks of the West for me, just I don't know, it just really ticks me off. I'm not a fan. Even though the Knicks got some good players over there, just the history over there.
I know. Wembanyama got that right when he found out we wasn't gonna draft him. Yeah, he right. He on that 10-game losing streak. Right, he right up on that.
He's enjoying
that. Hey, look, I'm not gonna go into this with the Wemby because I will slander Wemby as. But come on, man. Like, Chet Holmgren is outplaying. Chet Holmgren is a rookie just like him. And Chet Holmgren is outplaying him leaps and bounds. And they damn near the same player. I'm like, come on, man. Wemby is, man, what's the famous risk quote, man? Wemby fooling y'all, man. Wemby out here fooling y'all, man. Like,
He's running around.
He's just running around, tall, big for nothing. Like, just, man, don't fall for it, people. Wembanyama is a name. People like saying his name, I think, more than anything. They like saying his name more than they like him playing.
Dude, speaking of his name, just because we're on the topic of Wemby, right? They spelled his jersey wrong, right? They spelled his name wrong on the jersey, right? And he said, I don't know how this guy didn't get fired. Bro, they spelled your name wrong. Who are you? I mean, it's not like they spelled LeBron James's name wrong. It's not like they spelled James wrong on the back of LeBron James' jersey. It's a mess up. You finna get a new jersey. You complained about it? Oh, cool. My player. You trying to get someone fired? Like, lose their job? They spelled your name wrong? Bro, I don't know what they got going on over there in France, but no. Not here, bro. No.
Hey, Wembanyama will want to get choked out like Draymond choked out Rudy. He's trying to get choked out like Rudy got choked out, man. Richmond, hey, that's what they good for. They getting choked out here. Better watch it, Wemby. That man gonna come up from behind you and put you in a sleeper hole.
Yeah, watch out. That's gonna be Chet next, man. Don't worry about it. Oh, they're about the same height. All right. We spent enough on this little rant going on about the Spurs, Pistons, and all that. Let's move away from Smiley and them. Let's jump right into our next segment here. So, as we've seen, Sengun has had an uptick in points per game, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, all across the board, right? Sengun's numbers are in every way better this season than they were last season. Either most improved, all-star, however you want to put it, it's something positive. And for that, I like to talk about Sengun's shot attempts, right? So Dante and I kind of talked about it a little bit before, and I ended up putting a poll out as well. regarding his shot attempts. So this season, right now, as of post the Nuggets game, he's averaging 20 points a game, 9 boards, 5.6 assists a game, almost a steal a game, and 0.7 blocks so far. He is shooting almost 57% from the field, 32% from three, and 63% from the free throw line. The only thing that's down on this is his 3-point and his free throw percentages. However, he's taking more threes this year, which is expected. He's only down 1% exactly than his previous 3-point percentage. And then he is down about 7% from the free throw line. So something we'd like him to work on. However, he's down low. And put it in the famous words of Charles Barkley, when you're banging a guy and banging a guy and banging a guy, you get tired, man, So a lot of those free throws he's getting is because, he's down there banging with men, and it's just tough to really, get them free throws up. But he going to get it right. He's also shooting 59% as effective field goal percentage. And then his true shooting, which really sticks out to me, is 60.4%. That true shooting number is just beautiful, just immaculate. So right now, in the 2023-2024 season, he's getting about 8.5 field goal makes per 15 shot attempts a game. So my question to you guys is, how many shots a game should Alperen Sengun get? Is he getting too many, too little, or do we like him exactly at 15?
I mean, I like him. Like I say, it depends on how he's doing throughout the game. We know Alp is going to be more aggressive, going to be a lot aggressive in the post, but also he's going to do what it takes to win. He's going to find the right guy if it takes him to find the right guy. So I'm not mad at it. I'm okay with him taking 15. He will definitely be averaging more than 20 points. However, because he gets to the free throw line a lot, he will be able to get to the free throw line a lot. We expect he's shooting 63%, so over 63% from the free throw line. So if he can have that up at least 71, he will be averaging at least 23, 24 a game. But I'm okay with 32% 3-point shooting. I'm okay with that. He's a big, that's pretty solid for him. For him, his size 6'11", that's pretty solid. I'm okay with 32. But I think he's fine. I think he's right there. I wouldn't be mad if he took 20 shots. I mean, he's gonna be efficient, but he's gonna make the right play though. He's gonna make the right plays all the time. It's gonna be a game. He's not gonna take 15 shots. He's gonna just find an open guy and they're gonna just knock down shots. It's gonna be a game, he's being aggressive and he's gonna take 20 shots. So I'm okay with that. 15 to 20. I'm okay if he even take 20. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Let me say this, man. What's the saying about Disneyland and Disney World? The place where magic lives. The ball in Alperen Sengun's hand is the place where magic lives for the Rockets, man. So keep the ball in Alperen Sengun's hands. 20 shots a game is not much at all for me. For LP is because he's going to make plays. He's going to make something happen. It's not just him chunking threes from half court or some crazy ridiculous. It's a lot of times that he fakes that three at the top of the key and is pat and fake and drive to the basket, get fouled, get to the line. If it's there, it's there. Take your shot. Don't be shy. I know he's unselfish in that way that he's probably not going to take 20 shot attempts a game.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't mind it at all because at the end of the day, like Dante said, he's going to make sure his teammates are involved. He's going to be efficient. He's going to make the right play. So, hey, let the man work and let him cook, man.
Let him cook, yeah, for real. So I ended up doing a poll about a week ago, and I had it down from 0 to 5 attempts all the way to 18 plus. So out of 172 votes, there were only 2 spots that really amounted to anything here. The 12 to 17 shot attempts a game is what everybody favored at a whopping 63%. And then 18 plus, 31% of the voters were trying to do that 18 plus. So about 6-7% of the rest of the voters were definitely geared towards, taking 11 or less. I'm sure the one person that voted for 0 to 5 meant to swipe up on that because there's no way. You know what I mean? So, but it looks like 12 to 17 is that sweet spot. Again, it really just depends, like you guys are saying, depending on what the game is looking like, what's the flow of the game, where is he at, where's the rest of the team at, how much are we up by? Is he trying to get that triple double? I wouldn't mind if he's taking. I wouldn't mind if he does take 17 a game. I like 15 because he is shooting fairly efficient. Almost 57% from the field and 60% true shooting, despite the free throw and 3-point disparity. I know 32%. Is I'm comfortable with it right now. But as the season goes on, I expect that number to go back to 33 to 34% even. To be able, as a guy that's not necessarily reliable, but you don't want to leave open, keep the defense honest, in the words of Dante, is to make sure you're shooting at least league average, which would be 33% for centers. And in the past, it's been 27, 28, 29%, but we need LP to shoot at like minimum 33%. I know 32% is 1% difference, but it means the world on stat sheets. It means a much difference, a bigger difference, right? As well as getting his free throw ups. I imagine, as the season goes on, he'll bring that up to a minimum of 70%. I can't see him shooting lower than 70% from the free throw line very long, as long as he starts getting some of these calls too. Because half the time he's getting, again, like we saw Paul George, right? And PG even said it on the pod, man. Alpin, hit him with that, that Turkish shake a little bit, and PG had to foul. PG said he did foul. Now, obviously, the refs are blind, and they can't see when Alpin's getting fouled, and that's cool. That's fine. He young.
But is out.
Yeah, man. But it's cool. It's cool. I imagine that the numbers will increase as the season goes on, especially because we're still only 14 games into Ime's system, and this is how efficient our guy is being 14 games in comparatively to last season. He's averaging almost 7 points per game more than he did last year. He's getting about half rebound more, and he's got 2 more assists a game than he did last year. And again, 14 games in, okay, he's going to get better, right? We're seeing the uptick, right? Again, 15 rebounds last game. Jabari Smith, 15 rebounds last game. Consistent 18 to 20 points per game range for LP as well. I think his season low was against the Grizzlies where he only scored 11 points. I'm pretty sure that's his season low so far. And considering he had to contend with, it looked like the defense was geared to take Alperen Sengun out of the game. And to their credit, they did a good job of that. But because you geared against him, you let Jalen Green go off for 34 on 50% shooting. And your best player got dunked on. Didn't seem look like it really worked out in their favor as much. But I think we're all in consensus here of as long as LP's got the ball in his hands, it don't matter how many shots he's taking. As long as LP's got the ball in his hands, right?
Yeah. Hey, Chris, you were talking about that 0 to 5 shots per game. That was the Jock Landale stand.
The singular Jock Landale stand we got.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, I haven't. Did Jock Landale play last game?
Man, he don't need to play.
He don't need to play. That's the only thing that's wrong right now. He needs to stay on. He needs to stay far away off the court, just like another Dacian Knicks. Keep him off the floor. As long as he's still on the bench, he's fine. He good.
Hey, I ain't gonna go that far. I'm not gonna put Dacian Knicks on.
Hey, yep.
But Jock need to stay his ass on the bench.
On the bench.
Yeah. Jock hasn't. I think he's a net negative so far in the season. When we're let him stay a negative on the sideline. Yeah. You're right.
Hey, I'm telling you, man. Like I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. I haven't watched every game, but I've watched the majority of the 14 games we've played so far. And every time Jock Landale touches the floor, I cringe because it's like I don't understand the point of Jock Landale. I understand the thought process.
In theory
of signing him, and then everybody pulls out the clips like, look what he can do, and this and that, and then he gets on the court. It's like, bro, you can't even rebound. Like you getting beat out by guards on rebounds. Like you don't hustle down the court. Defense is trash. Like you go in there and the bigs, they literally 2 minutes in every game that he enters, he fouls. Like it's like, what is the point? I don't. At this point, I understand the premise. I understand the thought process in signing him, but this is probably going down as one of the worst signings the Rockets made in a while, man. Like a free agent acquisition.
Yeah.
Like this is bad, man. The money we spending, we could have got anybody. Could have got segue alert.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We could have. We definitely could have. You know what Landau reminds me of is rookie Bol, right? Like you see Bol in practice, and everyone's like, "Holy, the 7'2" guard like guy that can do everything on the court. Just so good, so athletic." And then when he would play that his rookie year, he was atrocious. And then when he got to the bubble again, atrocious, right? You see him going crazy in practice. You see him going crazy in like those games that don't matter. But when it came down to playing an actual NBA game, I mean, bro forgot to dribble. You know what I mean? Like it's just useless. And I don't want to say that I'm 100% out on the Jock Landale experience because I was out on Jayshawn Tate last season as well. I was ready to trade him, and he completely turned his game around this season. Being healthy, right? And then same thing for not to mention him, but like Kevin Porter Jr., right? I was really like, man, he's gonna be. And then so I want to give benefit of the doubt, Jock Landale. I want to give him until the 20th game. 20 games in, if he's still like this, it's done.
Caveat to that point. Those two players you named showed major flashes. Jayshawn Tate showed flashes prior to last year being hurt and everything. And Kevin Porter Jr. showed flashes. Even though there was a discourse on Rockets Twitter between KPJ and the KPJ stands and the KPJ haters, there was a lot of discourse in Rockets Twitter behind KPJ. But KPJ was talented enough and showed a lot of flashes where you can have that argument and debate. There is no debate with Jock Landale.
Whoa. Jock Landale put up wilt numbers against us, and he outplayed DeAndre Ayton, which I guess at this point isn't very hard at this point, in the season.
DeAndre Ayton is doo-doo right now. Let's not sugarcoat it. He
is bad now.
He was bad last year. That's why they wanted to trade him. Like the Phoenix.
DeAndre Ayton was that bad. His effort level was terrible. Yeah. Monty, they fired Monty Williams from getting on his behind because he not out there playing and trying hard. They fired Monty Williams because he won't play. He don't want to play.
Man. As bad as we were, Chris, brother, I'm not gonna hype up anybody to have a one shining moment against us last year. I'm not. Yeah. No. We were horrible last year, and I'm not gonna justify that. That one shining moment does not justify it. Yeah, he had a few games or whatever where he averaged like 13 points, but it was that Monty Williams system that he fit.
Agreed.
Hey. If we can make a trade, let's make a trade.
Facts. And so now we can segue into the bit here. Let's jump right into it, right? So as you guys have known, throughout the week, we've been doing a resupply the bench editions where we've gone through the shooting guard, the power forward and center, and we've come to our small forward finals. Just phenomenal floor. Bojan Bogdanovic. So currently he is hurt. However, he has a career stat line of 15 points a game, a little over 3.5 boards, almost 2 assists, 0.6 steals, and a block, right? That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for his efficiency. 46% from the field, 39% from three, and 86.5% from the three-throw line. That's what we're looking for. He's got some positives and negatives. His negatives are he's just old. He's an older player. He was picked in the 2010-2011 draft as the 31st pick, the first pick of the second draft. However, he's a shooter and he's consistent. And those are kind of the things we need right now. We don't necessarily need another defender. I mean, you can never have enough defense. But if we can get a guy that can just sit in the corner and wait, phenomenal. Here are his stats actually as the main guy last season for the 22-23 season before he ended up getting hurt. He averaged 21 points a game, career high, 4 rebounds a game, career high, 2.6 assists a game, career high, and then 0.6 steals and 0.1 blocks a game. So, again, his averages with steals and blocks. However, his percentages, phenomenal. 48.8% from the field, career high, 41% from 3-point. Career high. And if you guys are getting where I'm going with this, for free throw percentage, 88%, career high. This is a guy who made 11 threes in the game with Utah, right? That's the Utah record. This dude was playing with, Donovan Mitchell, who was that guy over there, playing with Rudy Gobert, who not offensively but defensively, that guy over there. This was just some, fourth, kind of guy, and Mike Conley over there. He's a guy that was, the fourth option. At times the third option, but generally the fourth option. And to hit even 7 threes as a fourth option is phenomenal. I mean, if LA could have this guy, they would have swooped him up a while ago. 11 threes, a guy who can shoot consistently. Again, almost 40% career 3-point shooter, and last season 41% from 3. I think this is a guy that would fit phenomenal in our system. He does battle hard on rebounds. However, he's a 6'7" small forward who doesn't have a ton of weight on him, and he's just getting older. So he'd be playing like those Jeff Green minutes, right? So it's like we just kind of need someone that's going to go in there and do exactly what we need when we need it. Boom, you got Bojan, right? You'd run him in groups usually of probably a Fred VanVleet-led offense with Alp and Jalen Green off the floor, letting Fred run these pick and rolls with other guys, Tari, Dylan, and likely Amen Thompson, to get our other guys like this guy and Jeff Green going and allow them to hit their spots, spot up, or go in for the dunk. So what are your guys' thoughts on Bojan Bogdanovic, and is this a guy we should pursue if he's available?
So, Dante?
If he's available, I wouldn't mind. That's the only we can still keep him on the court. That's the only we can keep him on the court. I wouldn't be minding for him to come off the bench. I mean, Bojan is a consistent great 3-point shooter. A lot of size, but I wouldn't mind if we can keep him on the court. Like he's the type of guy that you want to go after in a playoff stretch. If we fighting in between that the play-in tournament or a playoff stretch, I would take a gamble on him. I would take gamble on him because of his history. He can shoot. He can somehow put the ball on the floor. He's about 6'7", 6'6". I'll take a gamble on him coming off our bench, but again, he's got to be able to stay on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought up the trade earlier. Jock Landale going back to play with Monty Williams. Let's go ahead and make that trade. Jock Landale for Bojan Bogdanovic. It is a wonderful trade. We reunite Jock Landale with his favorite coach of all time, Monty Williams. And he gets to play with the special Stephen Silas,
Smiley, right?
Yeah, developer of players.
We're lying.
But no, like Bojan would fit perfectly as far as like spot minutes. Him being as efficient as he is would just provide, spot offense, especially in those moments where I feel like the second unit gets bogged down on offense a lot. He would come in and provide that extra scoring option that I feel like we will need. So it is, it is a positive. I really, doing my trade master, trying to figure out the numbers. How can we make this work? Can we throw? We got 5 million second round picks. Can we throw in a few of them to get Bojan? However, I know he's hurt, but at least have him on the roster. Hell, we're carrying Victor Oladipo for God's sake on our roster right now. So let's make something happen, man. We got a lot of trade pieces. That right there to me signifies that we're going to be super active at the trade deadline, regardless of where we are. Either to build up the team for next year or to make that push, like Dante was saying, in the play-in and playoffs. So I do think we're going right, and I think he is a perfect addition, man, because we, as much defense as we have, we don't have the shooters that we need.
Yes.
Like we have like guys who can shoot. Fred can shoot the 3. Dylan started off hot, and Dylan kind of cooled down recently at the 3-point line. Yeah, he came back down to reality. And so, Jalen has his moments, as a streaky shooter, but we don't have like that consistent like threat where if you put him behind the line and you passing the ball, everybody's saying, "Oh shit." Let's like we don't have any one of those guys where they have to check themselves and kind of go after and play hella defense on a perimeter. So yes. Let's make it happen. Let me go ahead and put in the call to Tillman for Tita. Patrick, call Patrick too, because Patrick's the man really running the show right now. And let's go ahead and make it happen.
Yeah, if the trade looked something like, you want to say Landale, Depot, and a Nets first round pick, is that something you'd be willing to do for Bojan?
I'm not giving up a first round pick.
You're not giving up a first round for
I'm not giving up a first round pick. Not a first
career 41%. I mean, if we're primed for the playoffs, if we're primed, say we're like the 5th seed, like we're primed for the playoffs, right? We want to make that playoff push. Bojan's coming back from injury. He's ramping up. He's looking good. Say he's 85% of his last season. Say he's putting up, like 17, 3-3 on almost the identical percentages.
So this is the thing. If I can get 2 seconds to accomplish the same goal, I'm giving up 2 seconds before I give up a first round pick.
Agreed. Yeah. However, the Pistons are looking at it from the standpoint of they're giving up essentially their best player, right? Because Cade is good, but Bojan played with Cade last year, and again, Cade's a 3rd-year guy. Nothing against him. He's got the upside. He's got the the potential. But Bojan is their best player, right? This is like us giving up 21-10 Christian Wood instead of like the 17-7 that we gave up for, right? This is us giving up like something along those lines.
I understand, and I get it, but at the end of the day, they're getting a great Jock Landale in return. It's not like we're giving up, we're not giving them anything. We're giving them Jock Landale and Victor Oladipo.
Let me know when you saw that.
Depot because she couldn't say his name. What's that kid's name? Home Depot.
Oh, no. That's a guy that literally did not want to play. Did not want to play for us no more. Basically, did not want to play for us no more. He turned down a lot of money just to leave. He turned down a lot of money. That's the guy that literally turned down money that we actually tried to be loyal to him and give him a contract, and he turned down all that money just to leave.
And let's not talk about those days where I picked it was John Wall, Depot, and Christian damn Wood, man. They was calling them the Wow Factor, man. The Wow Factor.
He was almost an all-star for Christian Wood. Anybody remember that? He was 10th in all-star voting. I know I was hitting that vote every time. But
hey, shout out to those guys, man. That was a turbulent transition year that year, boy. I was like, things escalated fast. I was like, how did we get here?
On our team, I forget about that, man. Every time.
That was Jay Sean Tate first year. We still had PJ. Like in PJ and Limbo before he went, we traded him to the Bucks. Like it was a lot going on, man, that year. But shout out, man. I do think that to accomplish the goal, the Nets pick, I think is a little more valuable. I don't think Brooklyn is going to be as good, and I think you're talking about like a lottery pick.
Agreed.
And I don't want to give up a lot, even though Bojan is their best.
No. Yeah, AD, I'm not giving them no damn lottery pick.
I'm not giving up a lottery pick.
No.
For Bojan. Now, 2 seconds?
Yeah, I'll get that up in a heartbeat. 2 seconds.
Have at it. Look, I said this before the season. The Rockets right now, if you look at their roster, they have a total of about nine first round picks on their roster.
Mm-hmm.
You can just go down the list and they have even Uncle Jeff, hey, he's a first round pick. But they have a total about 9 first round picks on their roster. So I wanna hold that for a major trade.
Okay.
Let's say we package, let's say a superstar I mean, there was rumors coming out after the PG podcast with Alfred that PG is maybe, if they don't win and with the Clippers, he may be looking to move around, and Houston may be a spot. If you want somebody like a PG,
yeah,
and you make that trade, that first round pick, that next first round pick is very, very valuable in a trade for a guy like PG. I don't know who else. I don't even want to go down the rabbit hole of who you would trade currently on this roster for PG.
yeah.
But that's for another pod, another day.
They won't like my answers.
So, but that when it comes to that, we got. Well, I know we got at least double-digit second-round picks over the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So, chunk 2, chunk 3, chunk 1 from 24, chunk 2 for 25, and call it a day. Some teams, Detroit may value those second-round picks, man.
Maybe.
They can flip them. Maybe they can flip them and get a first-round pick out of it. So you never know.
Maybe. We'll see what ends up happening, right? Again, these are just all hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Another guy that we talked about from Detroit was James Wiseman, potentially trying to acquire that guy who is still trying to figure out what he is in the league. Still trying to figure out what his role is. He's an okay rebounder. He can kind of score. Unfortunately, he was taken second overall by the Golden Skin Warriors, and no one wants to talk about how they fumbled their second pick of the draft. But I think he's a guy that we could use as a backup big, right? Coming in for like as a lob threat, right? For Fred VanVleet and Amen Thompson, someone that's going to be, trigger happy with the lobs and who's going to be able to catch them, right? The biggest thing with Wiseman, like Dante and I talked about previously, was his health and then his inconsistency, right? That's just all it is. But if the Pistons want to give up their players for us, because it looks like they're clearly going to be entering rebuilding part 4 this season, especially with, again, they've lost how many in a row? 14?
14 games in a row.
14 games in a row. Gracious.
When we lost those 3 games in a row, everyone was calling us fake, and it was just 2020 or 2021 all over again, and Ime doesn't have it in him and all that. But you know what? We're above 50 again. No one's saying anything. It's very interesting. Very interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just very interesting how that dynamic works for Houston, especially for Houston.
Hey. Shout out to Prince putting his Dr. with Umar hat on right now. Like,
just say it. Let me find my Rasta hat somewhere. My African hat. But yeah, man. It's just very interesting. We like to say the truth on this podcast. We don't say exactly how it is, when it is, where it is at all times. I think that's really all we've got, though, for this tonight, guys. Is there anything quickly you'd like to talk about before we go?
But are you talking about on the podcast with Tell the Truth? Is Tell the Truth or shame to Stephen Silas?
Oh, I'm glad we're out of those dog days, to be honest.
Yeah. But no, man, like I said, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. Enjoyed being on with y'all guys, man, and talking Rockets basketball. Is finally, exciting to talk about Rockets basketball. And to really talk about, I feel like we're gonna have maybe 2 All-Stars on this roster this year. So we're gonna see, man. But appreciate y'all for having me on and letting me shoot my shit for a little bit.
Definitely. Dante, you got anything? Any closing arguments, thoughts, questions, comments?
Man, like I say, man, shout out to AD, man. Y'all already know I be with him in the Texan spaces. We be, chopping it up, even though, I think it's just I'm just happy to see, the Rockets organization winning. It's good with all teams winning, Astros winning, the Texans starting to get back to that winning culture now, even though the secondary decided not to show up last game. But other than that, that's another spot for another day. We're talking about that. But other than that, man, it's good to see all teams winning. It's good to see winning back in Houston, man. We haven't had this in 4 years, man. Like I say, we got all tired of saying we are A and U team. We got tired of not having a point guard in 4 years. We got tired of not having a coach who don't know what he's doing in 4 years. There's a reason why he's been an assistant coach for 20 years. That's a reason. That's a reason. That will remind me of another head coach, David Culley. Not to get it on him. He's been assistant coach for so long. But like I said again, it's just finally winning in Houston feels good. It just feels good when we're winning games. And Ime Udoka, what's the right moves, D'Amico Ryans and stuff like that. But Houston Rockets basketball, man, like I say, man, we gonna keep winning. Last year we were losing a lot of those games that we could have. We were losing a lot of close games. We were losing in the second half. This year, like I said in the early offseason, we're gonna be winning them now. We're gonna be winning them because we more disciplined. The guys got structure, they got leadership, they got veteran leadership, and they got guys on this team like Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, who's been a part of a winning culture before, who knows what it takes to win. And and Jeff Green, Grandpa Jeff Green, like I say, he's the best vet that you can have in the locker room. He's the best vet you can have in the locker room. So I'm happy that we're winning.
Dante just summed it all up, man. I need him to go through the MCU and just sum up every movie. It's great. He just ties everything together. This little bow. Yes. Well, guys, that's gonna do it today. We had a blast talking. You can follow this channel at the H-Town Rundown, by the way. Of course, you're watching us over there. We have a Twitter. This is our YouTube account, of course. And we also have an Instagram for the channel. You can follow me. That's drip2ps_GAWD on Instagram, Twitter, as well as Facebook. You got AD over here, Sir Bully at Bully60. He's on Twitter as well as Instagram and Facebook. Dante as well. He's also got the YouTube channel. Check it out, man. At Coach Dante31. He talks about literally everything and anything on that channel. It's fantastic.
7,200 podcasts, man.
Yes, sir. Working. So go ahead and follow him on Twitter, Instagram. Check out his YouTube page. Also, follow again for more Houston stuff as well. We're trying to put together something for some of the Astros, so we'll see what goes on with that. But for right now, it's just the Houston Rockets as well as the Texans, where AD be talking and dropping everything out over there. So be sure to tune in for those. I believe AD's got some time coming up for those as well, starting tomorrow
So tomorrow, all 22, 8:15 Central Time. Y'all already know it's the all 22 roundtable, H-Town Rundown. And on Friday, we'll do a preview episode for the Broncos game on Friday, 8:15, same time, Central Time. Y'all tune in, join us, comment, be in the chat. If you want to, be on, just inbox me, DM me. I don't have no problem sharing the link. We all in it together, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We love it, man. So go ahead, comment, and like the channel, subscribe. Let us know what's going on. Share us around. Share the playlist around as well. And then comment your favorite play so far throughout the season. Was it that Sengun block where he ended up doing that chase down block a couple games ago, or was it a Jalen dunk by chance where he looks like the dumpster not over there? You have to let me know.
Hey, press X, share, and subscribe. We're on the road to 300 subscribers. We're almost there.
We're almost there, y'all.
Almost there. And I'm going to say it again. We're going to do some Rockets giveaways. We're already doing the Texan giveaway starting December for the Browns game, giving away free tickets to the Browns game. We're going to do the same thing for the Rockets. We're going to be giving away free tickets for Rockets games as well. So y'all, please share, and subscribe so you can get some free shit. You get free tickets to the game.
Tickets, merch, jerseys. Come on, man. If you want something, let us know. Let us know. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. You guys have a great one. And by the way, San Antonio, suck it.